So hit record. Ah, all right. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to share my screen over here on this side here.
I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear my long guy outside.
All right, no worries. Let's share this screen. All right, for those of you who don't know me, if you don't know me, my name is Vince Costa. I'm with RE/MAX Competitive Edge, with you guys, of course. I'm considered the broker manager, I guess, in the office in Bernardsville. But beyond that, I've been an agent for 21 years. I've closed about 1,000 properties in my career. Right now in Warren County, our team is ranked as the #1 buyer's agent team, and out of 1,200 agents, we're number 6 overall. So we're kind of crushing it up here. And I know you guys are all great in your own right as well. But I've been working these Zillow leads now for the past, I don't know, I guess it's been 2 years. So we get a lot of these leads. So after kind of going through this over and over and over with people, we kind of have figured some of the best practices to kind of deal with this. And I think for me, I really take pride in working with buyers. I actually enjoy working with buyers a lot. And I kind of savor every buyer as somebody that I can turn into a client. And I look at them as not just somebody you got to have the mindset of, you're not there to just go open a door. If you're going to be, anybody can open a door. You got to show them how you're going to add value to the situation. And that has to start with your first conversation. It really, really does. So I figured what we could do is we can kind of go through that conversation. What happens when, folks, call in and you get that Zillow call. Now on my phone, I don't know if you've already done this on your phone, but I've saved the phone number for Zillow in my phone. So I know, and I put like $, Zillow, $. So I can, say, okay, this is money coming. So I can definitely try to pick up that phone right away. And then when the phone rings, you start off the conversation real simple. Hey, John, this is Vince Costa with RE/MAX. How can I help you? So a lot of times they'll start giving you a little bit of information about themselves right then and there. And you want to kind of get that information. You don't want to kind of just dive right into the status of the property. A lot of times I'll know the status of the property before, as soon as the Zillow tells me they're calling in about 123 Main Street. A lot of times I'll know that status. I'll know it's in attorney review, or I'll know it's under contract, or I'll know whatever. And it's not, I'm not going to reveal that to them right away. I need to know more information before I kind of get to that point. And that's the way you should take it too. Don't be a door opener. That's all I can say here. So one of the big questions I always ask is, tell me a little bit more about your situation. Tell me a little bit more about your situation. And that's where they're going to, start spilling their guts. Hopefully, they'll start saying, oh, we're currently renting, and we just need to buy something. I'm having a baby. Our family's growing. My wife just died, and I need to sell the house, and I need to buy something else. There's whatever the situation might be. That's part of their life. And obviously you want to listen and relate to them. This is, part of your sales job, right? You want to relate to them and understand them. Now, do you guys only see the screen at this point, or you see me as well?
We see you on the screen.
I see both.
Okay, cool. Okay. Francesca, okay, let's admit her.
I see the screen.
All right, cool. Francesca just came on board. Give it 1 second. Let her.
Probably Nick on Francesca's computer.
Okay, cool. All right, so one of the big questions you're always going to ask you starting out is, tell me a little bit more about your situation. Sometimes you get people who answer back, well, what do you mean? And I'll just be straight with them. Hey, well, what's motivating you to want to see this property today? What's motivating you? We want to find out what their why is, so that way we can start relating with them, right? Okay, somebody else is coming on. Give it a second. We got a couple other people coming on.
Yeah, I love the fact that you don't get right into the property, Vinny. I love that.
Yeah. Because I'll get to it. I'll show you. A couple other people coming on. Anybody?
Excellent. Who's coming on? Anybody? Who else is in our group? Because I sent a message to Michelle Matalonis. Who else is in the group? I didn't look at the email to see the names.
I am here. This is Punacha. Good morning, guys.
Okay,
Gotcha.
gotcha. Excellent.
Great.
I'm here too. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
cool.
see you, I don't see you, Francesca, but I hear you.
Oh my God, why is it coming in as Francesca? What the frick?
I don't know. That's all
All right.
right.
Change your name. You have to change your name.
How do you change that?
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
All right, I'm
Just let
sticking with
Vinny-
it.
Let Vinny do his thing.
I'm
All
sticking.
right. So the phone rings, you pick up. Hi, John, this is Vince Costa with Remax. How can I help you? And then you go, well, I want to take a look at this property. And you say, okay, great. Tell me a little bit more about your situation. And they'll start telling you a little bit about their history, why they're looking to buy the house. And this is all information you need to know, right? They might even turn around and say, hey, well, my realtor was busy this weekend and we just want to get out there and take a look at this property. So these are all things you need to know, right? Here's one huge question though. This is one you have to ask everybody. If there's any thing you take out of this, I want you to ask this question every single time. Have you seen many properties or you're just getting started? That's a huge one. You can even ask that one in place of tell me a little bit more about your situation because it kind of leads to the same place. Have you seen many properties or you're just getting started? That's going to reveal so much because they're going to say, oh yeah, we've seen this, we've seen 20 properties and, we can't find what we're looking for. Well, if they've seen 20 properties, then they're probably already working with another realtor. Oh no, we're just getting started. Oh, great. Great. So have you ever owned a home before? Yes, no, you're going to lead all these questions, but these are all the things you want to start asking them prior to even getting to the point where you're talking about the property. So, hi, John, this is Vince Costa with Remax. How can I help you? Great. Tell me a little bit more about your situation. Okay, cool. Have you seen many properties or you're just getting started? That's a critical question. Make sure you ask that every single time. It's very good. And then you just ask, are you working with a realtor? Of course. Okay. No point in running out there and being a door opener for some realtor who's on vacation that week. Okay, I don't do that. If somebody says, yes, I'm working with a realtor, I go, great. My suggestion is you give your realtor a call and let them help you with this property. Done. Okay. I don't need to, once again, they already establish a relationship with them. I don't go out and try to steal relationships from other realtors. If they, you can do that if you want, it's up to you, but why try to battle with somebody that's already working with somebody else? To me, I don't do that. So are you working with a realtor? No, we're just getting started. Okay, great. Have you gone through the mortgage approval process? And these are all questions you're asking. Once again, I haven't talked about the status of the house. I haven't even talked about the house. I haven't talked about the neighborhood. I haven't talked about any of those things. I might say, give me a chance to look this property up. I might be driving. Okay, let me look that up when I get a chance. Okay, hold on one second. People trying to join the meeting, they're having a problem.
I love it. Have you gone through the mortgage approval process rather than, do you have a pre-approval?
Right.
Okay. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
We learned that in 3rd grade.
Listen, I've listened to a lot of your phone calls, and if you just listen to Vinny's dialogue and what he has to share with you here, I think it's going to improve a lot on your conversion rates of the.
And I got some your recordings here that I can share with you as well. So, and we can listen to them if you want.
I don't want mine played, thank you.
So, hey, John, it's Vince Costa with Remax. How can I help you? Great. Tell me a little bit more about your situation. Have you seen many properties or you're just getting started? I always ask that question once again. I'm going to repeat myself a couple of times because I want you to hear these things over and over so you can kind of start hearing it and start making it part of who you are. Are you working with a realtor? When would you like to see the property? All right, so now we're finally getting to the property. So those are my qualifying questions, about 4 or 5 qualifying questions. Now, if they come back and they say, have you gone through the mortgage approval process? If they say no, I say, great, no problem. When would you like to see the property? Okay. I'm not looking to get them mortgage approved on the phone. You got to remember, these folks are calling to see a property. If you want to be an obstacle to that, they'll call the next person. Okay. Don't be an obstacle to that. There have been many, many, many times. I can't tell you how many times I've gone out and shown properties and I say, okay, great. Let me go through the process of buying a home. And I have a whole presentation I give to these folks. And I'm going to show you my presentation as well. I give them the whole presentation. I tell them, okay, I want to get you mortgage approved. And they say, great. I'm going to send you over to Chuck. He's going to give you a call. And they say, okay, great. Chuck calls them. And you know what? They can't get approved. Okay. Happens all the time. You know what that is? That's the job. That's the job. That's what I do. I go out and give myself the most amount of opportunities possible to make money. So if I go out there and I show them this house and they're not approved, no problem. No problem. You know why? Because if I didn't show them the house, I would never have that opportunity. And what did I do? I wasted an hour of my time, 20 minutes to get there, 20 minutes to show, 20, followed up with them a couple times. So I wasted an hour of my time. But you know what? I'll put them on a feed where I'll drip back to them. And maybe in a year's time, when they're ready, they'll come back to me. Great. Okay. But I'm not going to let that get in the way. Now, if they say, okay, we are mortgage approved, I say, great. What bank are you working with? I say, what bank are you working with? I ask them that because a lot of times, somebody might say they're mortgage approved, but then they're not really mortgage approved. Maybe they're just saying that to kind of get to the next step. I want to hear what bank they're working with. They might probably have a specific bank. Okay, great. That sounds great. And then we go from there. So, anybody else joining this group here, newly joined up? I just admitted somebody who came in on board. So once again,
Susan Thomas.
What's that?
Susan is here.
All right, Susan. So coming back to the beginning, some of the qualifying questions. Hi, John. This is Vince Costa with Remax. How can I help you? Great. Tell me more about your situation. Have you seen many properties or are you just getting started? This is a great way to figure out if they're already seen a lot of properties, if they're already working with a realtor, and if they're a new person who's never bought a home before. Are you working with a realtor? Got to ask the question. Don't want to waste your time. If they're working with a realtor, I mark them in my system, working with EA. EA stands for enemy agent. Have you gone through the mortgage approval process? All right, doesn't matter if they have or not. We just want to check, okay? They say no, you say, no problem. I'm going to take care of you. You got to remember a lot of these people are first-time home buyers. They've never gone through this process before. They are calling and they don't know what to do. You got to be the person that is like, oh my God, this person stayed on the phone with me for more than 5 minutes, didn't rush me off the phone. This person wants to spend time with me. This person wants to hold my hand and tell me what I need to do. I want to buy a house. You got to be that person for them. And that's the way you got to look at it. You got to embrace these buyers. I actually like, I've realized I like working with buyers more than I like working with sellers. When would you like to see the property? So we're going to get them in my calendar right away. Okay. Now, a lot of times the property is not available, right? So what do? You put them in your calendar anyway. Okay. Put them in your calendar anyway. It might be an attorney review. You might tell them it's an attorney review, but I'm going to see if we can still get into that house. Okay. You might know you can't get in that house. No problem. Put them in your calendar anyway. Call them back. And in the meantime, I want you to come up with one or two other properties for us to go see. Okay, great. Call them back in a half hour from now. Tell them, okay, that one's not available for us to go see, but I found this one I want us to go see. Give them an alternative. Get them in your calendar. Meet with them. Because until you meet with them, you can't give them the presentation. The whole premise of the phone call is to set up the appointment, right? That's what we do, right? We set up appointments so we can give a presentation so that they can sign up with us to become our clients. Until then, you're nobody. You're nobody. You got to show value, add value to them. Show them why they should be working with a realtor. Okay? Don't think of yourself as a door opener. You're not a door opener. You're not answering phone calls and screening calls. That's not what your job is. Now, don't get me wrong. I filter out a lot of calls. Okay? I filter out a lot of calls, and there's a lot of appointments that never happen and that never get made, and I push them off because they're not going to work. Okay? That's okay. But when you got a fish on the hook, don't let it get off the hook. Okay. So when would you like to see the property? That's the next thing. Get them in your calendar. Then you want to give them a little elevator speech, right? You want to tell them who you are. They want to understand, why should they listen to you? Why should they trust you? Why should they move forward? Why should they go on this appointment with you? So I give them my little elevator speech. And yours is going to be different. So, obviously you want to set it up to be whatever yours is.
Somebody needs to mute. Somebody needs to mute.
Yeah, so I'm gonna Susan Thomas mute. All right, we're good. So this is my little elevator speech, and you want to give an elevator speech to all of them, right? And basically what I say, just so you know, and I start off with the conversation with that last slide, right? Just so you know who I am, my name is Vincent Costa with RE/MAX. I've been an agent for 21 years, and I've closed nearly 1,000 properties in my career. I'm one of the top agents in Warren County, and I work with buyers and sellers throughout Warren and the surrounding counties. I'm just telling you this so you know you're dealing with someone who is very experienced. Okay? And you want to say something similar to them. Make them feel at ease that, okay, well, I'm not getting some schmo that just got their license last week. Or that they're not dealing, and if you did get your license last week, that's fine. Then you replace Vincent Costa with, my name is Vincent, or you say, my name is Vincent Costa, and I work for RE/MAX Competitive Edge. And instead of saying, I've been an agent for 21 years, you say, my office has closed over 1,000 properties and has closed over, whatever the stat you want to give. My office, replace you with your office. We're one of the top offices in Middlesex County. Whatever you have to do, replace it with that. So once again, we go back, we say, just so you know who I am, my name is Vincent Costa with RE/MAX. I've been an agent for 21 years, and I've closed nearly 1,000 properties in my career. I'm one of the top agents in Warren County, and I work with buyers and sellers throughout Warren and the surrounding counties. I'm just telling you this so you know you're dealing with someone who's very experienced. And then tell them exactly what the goal of your meeting is. My goal is to meet with you and show you one or two properties to get the process started. This is a chance for us to get to know each other better and see if we're a good match to work together. I also want to review with you the process of buying a home and answer any questions you may have. Then you can decide if you want to hire me to be your agent. Does that sound good to you? Tell them that. Get those words, hire me to be your agent, as part of the dialogue right from the first conversation. Okay. Start planting these ideas in their head that this process is about hiring me to be your agent. Okay. Because they thought they're getting on the phone to just, you open a door and see a house and that would be it. They didn't realize, wow, they're actually going to get somebody now who wants them to hire them to be your agent. Tell them that that's what it is. My goal is to meet with you and show you 1 or 2 properties to get the ball rolling. This way, it's a good chance for us to get to know each other better, see if we're a good match to work together. I'm going to review the process of buying a home with you and answer any questions you may have. That way you can decide if we're a good match to work together. Does that sound, and then you can hire me to be your agent. Does that sound good to you? Almost everybody I've said that to will say, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. So definitely use this. This is all part of how you're getting to forge a relationship with these folks. So what haven't I talked about yet? I haven't even talked about if the property is even available. So this is even before we get to the point in which I'm about to disappoint them and say, yeah, actually it's in attorney review or it's under contract and we can't even see that house. Why haven't I done that? Because I want to forge a relationship with these people. I also didn't do that because we don't sell houses. Sorry, busting your bubble. We don't sell houses, people. We sell ourselves and we sell our services. Okay. I don't own the house. I'm not even the listing agent. I don't sell houses. We sell our services and ourselves. Okay. So this conversation is about leading up to our services and what we do. So just so you know who I am, give them the speech and tell them that what your goal is. My goal is to meet with you, show you 1 or 2 properties, get the process started. We're going to review the process of buying a home. We're going to answer any questions you might have, and then you can decide. Give them the power to decide if they're going to hire you to be your agent. Does that sound good to you? Great. We don't sell houses. We sell ourselves and we sell our services. All right. So then, you get it and you book the appointment and you go on the appointment, right? So you want to get them right in your calendar right away. Okay. Because if you don't, somebody else is going to do it. Okay. They're just going to call the next person. All right. Any questions up to this point? Any? No? We're all good?
By the way, I have one thing to say.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't keep my mouth shut here. Vinny, you say that about 8 times a day. Okay. If you all can't tell, that comes right out of Vinny's mouth like good morning.
Right.
Okay. And it's the same spiel every single time.
Pretty much every single time.
Yep. Go ahead, Ben.
Okay. All right. So we're going to get some objections right as we move along. And what are some of the objections you're going to get, right? Are you the listing agent? I get that all the time, right? You get somebody calls up, are you the listing agent? I just simply say, no, I'm the agent best qualified to help you buy homes in this area. Something along those lines. No, I'm the best agent. I'm the agent best qualified to help you purchase this home. No, I like what I just wrote there. No, I'm the best agent. I'm the agent best qualified to help you buy homes in this area. So that's one of the objections you get. I'm sure you've heard that if you're picking up these calls. A lot of times they ask, who do you work for? Do you work for the seller? Who do you work for? I just simply say, I work for you. Actually, I work for you. My goal is to show you this property. At that time, we can get to know each other better and see if we're a good match to work together. Then you can decide if you want to hire me to be your agent. So that's what we're going to say. Who do you work for? You. My goal is to show you this property. At that time, we can get to know each other better and see if we're a good match to work together. And then you can decide if you want to hire me to be your agent. Once again, using those words, hire me to be your agent. We're implanting those ideas in their brain. If you're just going to open the door and leave, and they're going to think, well, I guess that's how it's done. I want to go see another house. I just call Zillow again and speak to somebody else, and they'll open the door. And then I do that again, and then I do that again, and then I do that again. You got to stop that pattern by telling them, no, that's not what you do. What you do is you hire somebody to be your agent. Be straightforward with them. What does it mean to hire you? Oh, this is a good question. What does it mean? They're going to ask you, what do you mean by hiring me? Well, hiring me means that you've signed an agreement that says that while you're working with me, you're not going to be working with other agents. You see, my family is the most important thing to me, and I need to make sure that I spend all of my time with them or in support of them. And hiring me allows me to know I'm working to support them. Okay, that's what I tell them. Straight up. They can appreciate that because they don't go to work to for the fun of it. They go to work to support their family. You're relating with them. Okay, you're telling me exactly how this works. You're going to hire me because I need to make sure that I'm working. You can also say something like, well, see, the way I work is I only work with clients, and a client is somebody that's hired me to be their agent. And when you hire me, that means you're going to exclusively work with me while you're working with me. You're not going to work with other agents while you're working with me. You see, my family is the most important thing to me, and I just need to make sure that that all my time is either spent with them or in support of them. I'm sure you can appreciate that. Everybody says, oh yeah, no, I understand. Okay. Any questions on that? Don't be afraid to say that. Okay. We're all here to do this to support our families. You should have pride. We should all have pride in that. That's what we do, right? I mean, this is what we're doing. Yeah, have pride in what you do. You're working hard to support your family. Great. Let them know that that's the case. They'll be less inclined to jerk you around later on and try to go behind your back. All right. So that's it as far as the phone call. Any questions on kind of the process of the phone call? Anything you'd like to add? Anything at all?
No, that's similar to what I do. Maybe
Good.
sometimes not in that order, but it just depends on how that conversation is going.
Good. That's good. That's good. You definitely want to keep that conversation like that. Don't jump into booking the appointment straight off. Kind of qualify them a little bit, but don't qualify them too much that they run away. And be straightforward with them. Let them know that you're going to be working for them, that at the end of this rainbow is you two working together, and it's going to be awesome because you are awesome.
I have to say though, with some clients, I feel like I do have to qualify them a little bit more on the phone. And that's just because I can tell right off the bat that they may not be qualified. They're looking at very, very low income properties.
Mhm.
And usually it's affordable housing or those co-ops or something where they need to have really good either income or debt ratios or something. And based on what they're telling me, if they want a property that's equal to their rent, then, kind of gives me a hint that they may not be able to afford that much more.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I kind
sure.
of want to get into it a little bit more then.
Yeah, sure. I get those as well. And I get, out here in Warren County, we actually have several sub $100,000 properties. And, in those cases, I am straightforward with them. I say, listen, I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I don't work in that price range, but I can give you the information of the listing agent. You can feel free to call that person. Okay.
That's actually good. I made an appointment with someone for this weekend. I feel bad for her, but then I'm thinking to myself, why am I wasting my time? She makes $37,000 and wants a $1,500 payment. It's not going to happen.
Well, then you'll gain the relationship and get a referral offer. Long
Yeah,
as you
maybe.
create the friendship.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. But
Referrals.
Yeah, when
And
you
you know
send
what?
that over to the listing agent, you could send it over as a referral if you'd like.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a client on a mobile home. I don't care about the price or the volume of the unit. I'm gaining a friendship, and I know that she'll be a good source of referrals down the way. That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, Vinny, I like
There's no
best
doubt about that.
about the phone call, the initial phone call, what I liked best was you never asked them, you never said the property's not available, what property, you just got to know them a little bit better, okay? And I think what you said was, when do you want to see the property? So you're putting them in your calendar. I want to see it tomorrow at 2:00. Now you know they're free tomorrow at 2:00. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you take that half hour, let me call you back in a half hour. I'm going to see 1 or 2 other properties we may be able to see also.
Yeah.
And there you go. You got the call back and you already have the time that they're available. Love it.
Exactly. Get them in your calendar. The whole idea is to get them in your calendar because once again, this is a phone call. Phone call is nothing. They don't know you. You just got connected through Zillow. They don't understand what is this magic that just happened. I clicked a button on my phone and then my phone magically rang back to me. And now there's a realtor on the other line. Wow, this is magical. What happened here? Holy shit. I don't even, what's happening? So you got to remember that that's what's their experiences on the other end. And you got to like make it amazing because you're now this person that's going to guide them through this whole process that they've never even done before. So, okay. So now you've got your appointment set up and you're going to meet with them. Okay. How many of you guys do buyer presentations when you meet with your folks?
I do.
Okay, great.
I do too.
Okay, great. Yeah, you have to. Especially the first time you meet with folks, you should be going with a folder. Okay, here's my folder. Hold on 1 second. I don't know if you can see me at all, if you can, but here's my folder. My Remax folder. It's got a map of all my closed transactions in it. It's got all my Zillow, what do you call it? Testimonials. It's got the 3-step buyer process where I review everything with them. It's got my recommended vendors. And it's got my buyer's agency agreement. So we go around, we see the house. And I say, you know what? Let's take a few minutes. Can everybody see my screen here, the 3-step buyer process screen? Yes? Okay, great. So we go around, we see the house, and I say, okay, let's take a minute. I want to review the process with you of buying a home. And then I go through it with them. I break the process down into 3 steps: the analysis phase, the touring phase, and the contract phase. The analysis phase all starts with your mortgage approval. I bring out my recommended vendors and I show my recommended mortgage brokers, Chuck Hawthorne and so forth. So I show them my mortgage approval. I say, what I'd like to do is I'd like to, have Chuck give, everything starts with your mortgage approval. What I'd like to do is have Chuck give you a call. He's my #1 guy on my team, and he's going to get you approved in about 20 minutes over the phone. Once we know what you're approved for, we're going to understand your buying power. And all the decisions that we make are going to be made within the limits of your buying power. I have a tear-off sheet that's at the back here, and it talks about how to think about buying power. Because I want to break it down not based on they can afford $400,000. I want to break it down into what's a monthly payment look like. So I say to them, for every $100,000 you borrow at, and that's blank because it changes, but at 3%, it's equal to $420 a month. Every 10,000 is $42 a month. Every 1,000 is $4.20 a month. So in other words, $210 a month will increase your buying power by $50,000. Do you have a monthly bill that you could pay off that would increase your home purchasing power? So something I want them to think about is to kind of shift their mindset away from, oh my God, I'm spending $400,000 to, oh, I'm spending $420 a month times 4 or whatever their mortgage might be. So a little bit of guidance on how to think about money. Choosing a community. I say from here, all your decisions are going to be made within the parameters of your buying power. That includes what communities you're going to look at. And then buying a home is the process of elimination. We're going to eliminate the homes that, Sorry, hold on. We're going to eliminate the homes that do not meet the criteria that you're looking for, that don't have enough bedrooms, that aren't in your price range. It's a process of elimination. And then from there, we're going to take a look at the pool of homes that remain, and then you're going to make a choice. And then the final step in the analysis phase is hiring me to be your agent. And once again, I'm sitting around the kitchen. We've already seen the house. We're now at the end of our tour. We're standing around the kitchen and we're going through all this. And I'm saying, and I'm going through what hiring me to be your agent means. And I've given that speech again. Once again, my time is very important to me. I want to make sure that it's spent either with my family or in support of my family. Signing this agreement simply states that while you're working with me, you're not going to be working with other realtors. That way I know how to allocate my time. I make sure I take care of all my clients first before I work with anybody else. Then from there, we're going to tour, and I go through the process of touring. You're going to search for properties online. I'm going to create tours. You're going to send me properties throughout the week, and I'm going to add to that tour to create, even bigger tours that we can see as many properties as we can at one given time. Building your prior profile just means we're getting to know each other better. The initial tour, though, where we see 5 or 6 properties, where I'm really going to get to know you. Seeing this one house, okay, I get a little bit of an idea of what you like, but not enough. When we see 5, 6, or 7 houses after that, I'm going to know exactly what your likes and dislikes are. That's going to make my job easier to help you. I want you to feel free to, to express your likes and dislikes about every home as we go through it. Choosing a style of home is just part of narrowing things down. If you have that option, then great. What to do at open houses. I want you to feel free to go to open houses, but just remember this: the person working the open house works for the listing agent. They don't work for you. So don't give away any information that you don't want them to know. Okay, let them know you're already working with a realtor and they should leave you alone. Dealing with stress. Buying a home can be stressful. Feel free to express your emotions with me. I'll be happy to work it out with you. And then from there, once we find a home that you're ready to buy, we're going to make an offer. And the offer has 5 important things. And I go through the 5 parts of a contract: your offer price, your down payment amount, your closing date, your inclusions and exclusions, and any additional contractual provisions. And I explain to them, we write it all up on paper, we send it over to the seller, and we negotiate back and forth until we come to an agreement. That's what happens in normal times, but we're no longer in normal times right now. What's typically happening is they're asking for best and final offers, and then we're submitting our offer, and we're hoping that we win that bid. Once we get the bid accepted and everybody signs the contracts, then we go to step 3. And it may feel like you're talking a lot and you're going through so much, but it's not so much for them. They've never gone through this process before. Keep that in mind. Don't forget that. Explain to them holy shit, you're actually you want them to walk away saying, holy shit, this guy does a lot.
Everybody else has been just a door opener.
Yeah, everybody else has just opened the door. You know how many times I've gone through this and people have said to me, thank you so much. Nobody has ever taken the time to explain this to me. Happens all the time. And that's when I know I won. That's why I know I'm going to get their business. Okay. And then I explain the contract process. Attorney review is a 3-day grace period where the attorneys review the signed contracts, make changes to the contract, can even cancel the contract for any reason whatsoever. Once they sign off on the contract, then you're under contract and you have some time sensitive things that you have to get done. You have your home inspections. The home inspection will take place and I'll be there with you. We'll get a report back from the home inspector and you and I will review the issues that come up in the home inspector, come up with a checklist, and we'll send it over to the attorney, who will then formalize it into a letter, who will send it over to the seller's attorney. So that way we can see if we can get some repairs made or anything that needs to be done to the house, see if that can be corrected. And then you guys have gone through this. You guys know the rest of this process, and I can give you this document here that you guys can feel free to copy and modify and turn it into your own. But I think it's really helpful. You got the home inspection. We talk about the home inspection, the appraisal, the mortgage commitment, what that means, homeowner's insurance, getting your property survey done, utilities transferred into your name, the final walkthrough, and your closing. The last sheet here is kind of like a tear off sheet of just kind of frequently asked question stuff. Once I already went over how to think about buying power. Closing costs. People want to know, what are closing costs? How does that work? So I kind of break down like what closing costs are, and how much it can vary, and what does it pay for, and how do deposits work. Out by me, I have a lot of septic systems, and they don't understand what that means and how that works. So I found a diagram to kind of show them what a septic system is, because everybody asks what a septic is, and I used to have to like draw it on a piece of paper, and I just figured, I'll find a diagram. So guys, when you're meeting with folks, you're doing your appointment, you got to give them a presentation at the end. It's just like a listing presentation. Okay. Think of these buyers as you want them to hire you. Show them why you're different. Give them a presentation. If you're not doing a presentation, you're totally missing you're missing things. You're not showing them your value. And that's what it is. Remember, like I said in the presentation back here, you don't sell houses. You sell your services. Okay. Show them why you have value. This presentation goes a long way to doing that. So if you're not doing it, start doing it. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to wrap this up in the next 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Just want to go over a little bit of how I organize these folks now, because follow-up is key, right? If you're not following up with these
Your
folks.
exclusive buyer agency agreement.
Yes.
You have them all sign that, right, Vinny?
Yes.
And he's going to share all these documents with you guys, so you can build your own little folders, and
Yeah.
you'll be ready to roll.
Yeah. The folder's key. For when you meet with folks the first time, this is what I bring with me. And of course, a printout of the property. Okay. I don't even give them an extra sheet while we go through the house. I actually keep the sheet in my hand, so I have all the information at the end of showing the house. I give them the sheet. So okay. So you qualified them pretty well on the phone call. You've met with them. You've shown them a couple properties. You've shown them 1 or 2 properties to get the ball rolling. That initial meeting, okay. That's kind of the like I said, the meet and greet for them, for you to get to know them, see if you're a good match to work together, see if they want to hire you to be an agent, be your agent. So, having dealing with a ton of these leads, you got to manage them in some way, okay? Because it can get a little bit out of control. All right, so I have a lead funnel, and this is kind of how I work them, okay? And I'll show you here. I use a contact management system. It's called Mojo. It's a dialer. Okay, and I have active statuses here and so forth. But the basic funnel looks like this. Sometimes you get these Zillow leads, they come in and they've never been contacted because Zillow just kind of sends it to you. It's not one that they called you. It's a no contact lead. So the top of the chain, the top of the funnel is a no contact lead. Somebody you haven't talked to yet. You don't know their situation. Anybody that says that they are interested in buying a house is an active prospect. Okay. The next step is you go and show them a house. You're not sure if they're qualified yet. They haven't actually hired you to be their agent. They're a pending client. Now they hire you. You're ready to show them houses. You're committed to each other. They become active clients, and then they make an offer. It gets accepted. They're under contract. So this is my funnel right here. No contact lead, active prospect, pending client, active client, under contract. Okay. And you're going to work that funnel. And actually every day, well, every Monday, actually, I try to go through everybody in this funnel and get them into my calendar. Monday's my day where I try to fill up my calendar. Okay. I start off, of course, with my under contracts every day, so I can see where, make sure my deals are going good. I talk to my active clients to set aside time in my calendar for them. And I'm telling you, the way the market is right now, You got to put people in your calendar without properties to see. Put them in your calendar without properties to see. Okay. I'm going to reserve time for you. You know, John, I'm going to put some time aside for you. When are you available? Okay. Thursday at 5 o'clock. Great. I'm going to set aside time for you for Thursday at 5. Well, what are we going to see, Vinny? What properties are we going to see? I don't know yet, but when Wednesday comes around, I'm ready to look at it. I'm going to look up everything that's available. And I'm going to take you and show you everything that's available in your price range that matches your criteria. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Get them in your calendar without properties to see. Okay. Pending clients, you're pushing to make sure that they got their mortgage approval. You might have shown them a house. They didn't have their mortgage approval yet. You sent them over to Chuck or somebody, your mortgage guy, and you're waiting to hear back. These are your pending clients. Once they're approved, well, then basically they're working with you. They went through the process of using your mortgage broker. They're ready to go see houses. They're your active clients. You know, you can go show them one more tour. And then at that point you can say, okay, here's my buyer agency agreement. I want to make sure you sign that. Okay. They don't have to sign it as soon as you meet with them the first day. That don't make no sense. Make sure that they're ready to go. They've gotten their mortgage approval. Great. Now you're ready to go show some houses. Great. You could bring it with you if you want. Fill it out right there. Have them sign it in person, or do it through Dotloop. Upload it to Dotloop and send it to them that way. All right, so that's the active lead funnel. I also have an inactive lead sales funnel. Right. So people call in, they say, yeah, I just want to take a look at that house. I just want to find out more information about that property. Are you ready to buy a house? No. I know my cousin was thinking about buying something and I just wanted to see what it looked like. Okay. So I mark them as just curious. They tell me they're working with another realtor. I say, great. I mark them with working with EA, enemy agent. They a lead comes in, there's no phone number, it's just an email address, whatever, inactive, set and forget. And then somebody tells me, you're an asshole, don't call me again. Great, they're dead. All right, so that's the inactive lead funnel. Sometimes you get folks who you worked with, you showed them houses, and now they're ready to put a pause on the process. They're not ready to continue forward. So I have two other statuses I use, which is future 12X and future 4X. Future 12X just means that I'm going to call them once a month, 12 times a year. Future 4X means I'm going to call them every 90 days, 4 times a year. Okay. And I do have in my contact management system a method to prompt me to make those calls, every month or every quarter. And those people sometimes come back around and sometimes they don't. I send out emails a lot to all these folks. Every week I send out an email to everybody in my active status saying, hey, it's Vinny Costa. I do the bomb video email. I say, hey, it's Vinny Costa. It's Monday, July the 26th, and we're booking our calendars for the week. I want to reserve time for you. So please get back to me right away with your schedule. Let me know when I can get out there and show you some properties. Send that out once every week. So that way, anybody I didn't get on the phone, at least they'll get an email. I want to make sure I'm doing every possible thing I can to maximize the amount of money I can make out of these leads. Follow me? So that's basically it. That's everything. Any questions?
Vinny, I gotta say, you were probably the biggest hater of Zillow prior to you working with them, correct?
I must admit 100%. Anthony is correct. I cursed Zillow and I said how terrible they are for taking our leads and how we're working hard getting all these listings and paying for photography, and they're taking our photos and they're capitalizing off of all the work and effort that we're doing. And that is still true. However, I am making a lot of money using their leads, so I cannot complain anymore. Now,
if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Okay, so Vinny, when you started spending money on Zillow,
yeah.
how much, I don't want to say exactly how much, but like relative to what you're spending now,
Yeah.
you've increased your spend quite a bit, correct?
Yeah, I started off spending around 800 a month. And well, I partner up with my mortgage broker who pays, a big portion of it. Like we split it. So I started off spending 800 a month and I've increased it to 6,000 a month.
Okay, and you know exactly what your ROI is,
Yeah, I have it
correct?
right here on the screen.
Okay,
So,
thanks, if you don't mind.
yeah, so if you want to see right here, the numbers, here's my Zillow cost every month. This is this year, 2,900, because I split it with my mortgage broker. So 6,000 split in half. This is how much I closed on Zillow that month. These are gross commission GCI. So in January it was 38,000, February 14, March 31, April 9, 22, June 24. Okay, this is the percent ROI right here on a monthly basis. 1,192 in January, 377, 948, 226, 63, whatever. And then here's the year to, well, this should say 2021 actually here. Spent so far 17,000. This is my money I spent, 17,934, and GCI is 148.62, and 122 is the net with a ROI with a return on investment of 685%. So
Okay.
don't get me wrong, we get a lot of leads. And quantity does make a difference.
No, Vinny, I mean, you
but-
spend
But
more
we're
than.
spending a lot of money too.
Yeah.
So
No, but the return, with that ROI,
yeah,
okay, you're only gonna increase your spend.
yeah. This is. I mean, if I gave you $1 and every time I did that you gave me $2, I would give you
No, this is like every
I'd give
time
you
I
an
give you
unlimited
a
amount of
dollar,
money.
I'm giving you, every time you give me $1, I'm giving you $6.85. Okay?
Right. Yeah,
So
that's
the
right.
more you could spend, the better.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
But you
And
can't.
so far this year, we're at a team number, we're at 275. At a personal number, I'm at 248. That's not closed, that's pending and closed. Closed 157, pending 91. My net number is just how I think about my money for, commissions after expenses and so forth, after I take out taxes and things like that. So.
I hope this has been very helpful for everybody. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this, Vinny, and
Yeah.
it was amazing. I just want to stand up and applaud you right now. But these handouts, like I said, I think you should all be using them. Vinny's going to share them with you.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Vinny, for that.
Yeah, no problem, guys. And if you have any questions whatsoever, just feel free to reach out to me anytime. If you're not doing like like you see this business tracker thing I have here, I hope you guys have something that you're using for that as well. It's just a spreadsheet I created, but it's something that I recommend doing so that way you have a hold on what you're doing. Like for instance, this month so far. These are the numbers up here are earned, which means money that, zoom in on that. Earned up here means deals that I put together, okay, for that month, not closings, because closings is here. And then projected is what I project to close in that month. So this month so far, I'm at 48,955 for commissions. And I think I'm getting another offer accepted today. So I should be close to 60. So that should be great.
Awesome.
Keep going.
Vinny, can you quickly just tell us how many leads you're actually getting from Zillow per month, or
Yeah.
you're paying per
And
month,
if you
right?
see here, and look, and you got to keep in mind here. So you see this number here, that's my average sales price, 318.
Nice.
So I'm
Yeah, he's spending about 6,000 a month, Mira, and he's getting 8 or 9 leads a day.
Yeah, that's correct. So if I go under, let me see here. Advanced source. So, wait a minute, why is it like that? Huh. Yeah, I mean, I would say we're probably getting close to 150 to 200 leads a month. So,
That was for we talked about like 2 or 3 towns,
it's
Like
about,
you're-
it's about 8 towns,
8 towns.
about 8 zip codes. But some of these zip codes have low price ranges, like Phillipsburg, which, you know,
Yeah,
has a low and a high. You know, sometimes I get some good stuff there. Sometimes I get a lot of garbage there.
right.
I got Hackettstown, which is more expensive, and I don't get as many leads there. I got Washington, and I got Stewartsville. I got Belvedere. I got Oxford. You know, so all these surrounding towns out here by me.
Yeah, well, I want to accomplish the same thing. If we can increase and get our closings better and start following up on the leads and, you know, I want to increase the spend, you know, and I want more leads. I want to be spending 6 times what I'm spending now, you know, so this is the infancy of our program here, and I want to see it succeed so we could spend more and get more leads and we can get to where Vinny's at.
Wait, can we talk about, you know, the phone rings and
Okay.
I walk,
listen,
I bring my phone to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you
And
what,
where are the leads going?
Vinny has 40 minutes on the Zoom call. I will be happy to continue.
Can
this
we do
call.
a Zoom? Can you do a Zoom call with us, Anthony? I thought that's what we were gonna do
No,
after
no,
this.
This is most important right now, and
Okay,
I have the time to continue now. On another Zoom call, I will send out a link to everybody and we can continue with the analytics if you'd like of where our leads are coming from and who's getting them. And then
and maybe we could fine tune it a little bit better.
I have the ability to turn people off and turn people on. If you guys want to
Yeah,
trade
So,
for different zip codes, we could do that.
so for instance, guys, like with mine, I have my father-in-law, Joe. He's 78 years old. I made him go get his license a year or so ago because he was driving a truck. And I told him, you know, look, he's got a very good background as a insurance adjuster. So he's very personable. He's great with people. And I said, go out there and get your license. He got his license. He's working with me. He gets the leads, and I get the leads. The phone rings exactly simultaneously. Whoever picks it up is who gets it. There's a lot of times I pick up the phone, it says somebody else on your team has already, grabbed those leads. No problem. Great. Let him work it, and he works it, and he does some deals. He doesn't do a ton, but he does. I think in his first year he did 8 or 9. So that was good. And then sometimes the leads go in a different direction. They don't want to be out by me. They want to go, down the shore, Middlesex County. And I've, given Nick a couple of those. So that's been good too. So, that's kind of how that's how I work it on my side. And you guys can work it out with Anthony, how he wants to work it and so forth.
All right, guys. So then thank you, Vinny. I am going to send out a new link right now. Anybody that wants to jump on, I will try to do a screen share like Vinny did and show you the analytics and everything. Okay. And
Thanks,
then we-
Vinny.
Okay, thanks a
Can you,
lot, Vinny.
All right,
Send
guys.
a link to your buyer's package. I'm just,
Yep,
I
no problem.
want to grab a couple of things off of yours.
Yeah, no problem.
mind.
It's all Google Docs. I'll create a little, make copies of what I have, create a little folder. I'll share that folder with all you guys, and then you can, make copies in your own Google Drives of the documents, and then, make them your own.
Awesome. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Vinny.
Thank you.
Vinny,
Thanks so
I
much,
had one
Vinny.
quick question.
Yeah, sure.
How does your Mojo work?
So
The dialer.
Mojo is pretty spectacular. So if you like making phone calls, Mojo's a dialer. And what that does is you actually call into Mojo. And then let's say you have a list of 100 people you want to call. Now I pay for a triple dialer, which means that it'll dial 3 numbers all at once. Okay. The first one that picks up, I start talking. I take my notes on their information, and then it hangs up and it starts automatically, and then I put the result of the call, contact, I spoke to them, or left voicemail, and then it starts dialing the next one immediately.
And if somebody gets an answering machine, it leaves them a personal message, right? You leave that.
Yeah, you can actually drop the message where you click a button and it's a pre-recorded message, and it'll drop the message onto their voicemail. If you're using the triple, now you can use a single dialer. You don't have to use a triple dialer. If you use a single triple dialer and somebody picks up after you've already picked up with somebody else, you can leave a message. It'll say something like, "Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. I'll call you right back." And then you call and it'll dial them back after that. This is great for cold calling around a listing. So you could take a listing in your neighborhood and you want to call the next 100 people around you. Within the system, you can also purchase mapping where you can download all the phone numbers and names of everybody in the surrounding areas. And then you can cold call everybody in that neighborhood. Now, do I do it every time? I'm so busy, it's very hard to get to it all the time. That's why I got my wife helping me make calls and stuff like that. So, but it is good definitely for follow-up. I use it, and I like it as a contact management system too. So, everybody has their own kind of contact management system, but the best contact management system ultimately is the one you use. If you don't use anything, then it doesn't matter what you have.
Yeah, if you want to sit down with him, Punacha, and look at that.
Yeah.
More in depth.
Yeah, give me no problem. I'll do a screen share with you as well, and we can take a look at how it works, and I can show it to you. All right.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Vinny.
All right, you're welcome. All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Vinny.
Bye, guys.
Thank
You're welcome.
Thanks, Vinny.
You got it.
Thanks,
Take care.
Vinny.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm sending you the link now.